The Will of God, the Law of Life in Action. A Guide to Understanding and Living According to the Divine Will. Preface. The Forgotten Foundation. Since ancient times, men have spoken of the will of God, invoked it in prayers, sought it in visions, and proclaimed it through prophets. They have written laws, built altars, fought wars, and established religions, all in the name of fulfilling this will. Yet, despite all the fervor and devotion, confusion remains. For what men have called the will of God has too often been the reflection of their own desires, fears, and limited understanding. In truth, the will of God has never been hidden. It was never meant to be sought in secret signs or emotional excitements, nor discovered through the interpretation of sacred texts by human intellect. The will of God shines eternally and speaks through the laws that uphold all of creation. It is the rhythm of life itself, immutable, perfect, and ever active. Wherever there is movement, growth, or harmony, the will of God is at work. Wherever there is destruction, confusion, or decay, it is man who has turned away from it. The will does not change, and it cannot contradict itself. It is the eternal foundation upon which everything stands, from the spinning of the galaxies to the beating of the human heart. To live in harmony with this will is to live in peace, power, and clarity. To oppose it is to live in struggle, suffering, and darkness. This book, therefore, is not a revelation of something new, but a remembrance of what has always been, the forgotten foundation upon which true life, knowledge, and happiness rest. Chapter 1. The Will of God, the Eternal Law in Creation. The will of God is not a command spoken from a distant throne, it is the living order that gives being to all existence. It is the eternal law, the pulsation of divine life that moves through every atom and every soul. It is the breath of the Almighty expressed in perfect form and function, constant, unerring, and just. In the beginning was not confusion, but law. From the light streamed forth the Word, the expression of the will, and through this Word, creation came into being. The universe was not made by arbitrary decree, nor sustained by changeable moods, but by this same steadfast will which bears and governs everything with sublime consistency. What men call nature is nothing other than the visible garment of this will. The seasons, the growth of plants, the course of stars, the birth and death of creatures, all reveal its rhythm. The same law that guides the heavens guides the human soul. To know it is to understand the plan of God, to live according to it is to fulfill one's purpose in existence.